Alright, that's enough. What's up, guys? What's up, Marines? This is Inexorable Warrior here, back with another video on another build for the tech. This build, I'm calling it Ice and Fire. There's a reason that I'm calling it Ice and Fire, because it's a particle turret build, and it goes pretty good with the Flame CQW, or the Type 99 Incinerator. Alright, so you gotta pay attention to each and every perk and the modifiers and how this build works together. Just sit back, relax, and let's go through it. So this is not a single target DPS build, it's an AoE build. Like, though you won't have that extra, like you'll still have decent single target DPS in a full squad in a team of 3, but you have so much more AoE power, like you've just witnessed, and it basically melts runners and mobs, right? So starting off with the 8A7 Dambula machine pistol, using the assault brake, tactical mag, and hybrid sight, going with a lot of fire rate, stability, and accuracy. So a little bit of weak point. For the Type 99 Incinerator, I'm going with Flared Breach and Hollow Sight and Polygonal Rifling. Now let's talk about these mods for a second. So Flared Breach gives you fire rate and max ammo. Max ammo is never bad on Insane. Fire rate, however, works differently on AoE flame-based weapons, be it CQW or heavy, because, you know, first of all, credits and thanks to Azuvector, Spiked, and so many other dudes here who are into these kind of weapons. Let me just tell you guys that I am not into flame heavy weapons or flame-based CQW weapons at all. I've been playing the game since it was out, and it's been like 1,000+ hours by now. I don't like them. Blocks your teammates, blocks the view for your teammates. Has that tick damage that ramps up even if you just clicked for a single second towards your ally with the flame weapon equipped. Bro, even if you stop immediately when you hit him, the tick damage keeps going on for a couple of seconds and they will still get downed. So that's why. But, and you know, it was never justified enough for me to take it, comparing the pros versus the cons, because it never had a good enough TTKs for me on enemies. So, but now with this these mods and this weapon build or this tech build, it's working out amazingly. Like, I've never been so hyped or excited to have a tech build or build with any class in particular that has a flame weapon equipped. So anyways, Flared Breach. Now max ammo, like I said, not bad. Fire rate, on the other hand, it works pretty differently on weapons based on flame. because it doesn't increase the actual fire rate. However, it ramps up the or it speeds up the tick damage ramp up, if it makes sense. Like, instead of having, just giving you an example, instead of having damage going from 10 to 100 in about 4 seconds, let's say, it's gonna be, if you have a good enough fire rate, like, I'm not going into exact numbers and details, I'm just giving you an example. So instead of going from 10 to 100 in like 4 seconds, it's gonna go 10 to 100 in like 2 seconds. So that's how it works. Holosight accuracy, not too worried about it, because it's a flame weapon, you need AoE, it's not accurate, it's not supposed to be accurate. Handling, on the other hand, is really very good, but the stumble chance is pretty awesome. We could also go with, I would say, riser mounts. Nothing wrong with it, nothing wrong with holosights. For the barrel polygonal rifling, like, it has 20% fire rate, alright? Again, ramps up your damage by plus 20% on the tick damage, on the DOT. So basically, fire rate translates to more damage on flame-based weapons. Now, 50% chance on hit, enemies take 10% additional damage. So again, the fire rate will not increase, but the damage will increase. So the 50% chance benefits from more fire rate. The higher fire rate you have, the more number of mag dump, or the higher the mag dump speed it will be, and the more chance you're gonna have to proc that 50% chance on hit. However, it still does pretty decent, though the fire rate doesn't get speed up or sped up. Now, enough talk about the weapons. The build. The charm of this build is parasocial relationship. Nothing special here, but just hear me out for a second. So parasocial relationship works good with the normal turret. The only con or the flaw that I see there is the default turret is single target. So in a fight of like 50 runners and a couple of bursters or spitters and then an elite, you may have to focus the runners, you may have to focus the spitter, you may have to focus the elite, but you can't make your turret focus the same target, correct? So, or simply put, your turret could be focusing one Xeno in like Uganda, and you're focusing another Xeno in front of you, so you wouldn't be getting that much benefit out of this perk on the default turret. Now, the heavy turret, on the other hand, one taps runners, so it's not even for the runners, like having this perk on the heavy turret, though you will have to slap on a lot of force multipliers on it. Now, if you have it on the flame turret, that is amazing, because it's an AoE weapon, AoE turret, sorry, AoE turret. It does flame damage, it's pretty durable, but it's close to medium range. Like, not too much for medium, but more for the close range. It does have that AoE effect, so it will proc parasocial relationship for a lot of runners or a lot of enemies in a cone that are being affected by the damage or are close enough. So still better on the flame, I would say. However, for the particle turret, it's amazing. It's like a no-brainer. It's basically game-breaking, I would say. Why? Because it's close, medium to long range. This turret basically covers it, or covers the map at any range. And the amazing part for this turret would be, I would say, it's not single target. If it hits a runner, any runner behind it, or in a single, I would say, lane, will get affected by this proccing parasocial relationship for all of them, right? Now, this turret basically does DOT, alright? Strikes all enemies in its line of fire, and struck enemies are briefly slowed and take damage over time. Now, the slow part will get this procced as well, creative pain point solution, so you get 15% more damage to slow enemies. And not to mention the 20% extra damage your turret on the targets that your turret has recently damaged. So all of these three are working perfectly in a synergy. Now, if I were to take a single target DPS CQW or a pistol, that would be a shame, because you see a multiple number of enemies being affected by the slow and the DOT, and proccing parasocial relationship for multiple targets, and having creative pain point solutions procced, and giving you 15% more damage to, again, multiple targets, not to mention the maximized retention and the slow from this. Having this is a no-brainer, right? So you're gonna do AoE damage in such short time with so many damage buffs to all of those targets. We've just seen that in action. So for the CQW perks, I am going again. Fire weapons or flame weapons translate fire rate into more DPS or damage instead of fire rate itself. So I'm going with Gunner CQW Mastery for fire rate, Tech CQW Mastery for fire rate, and Phalanx CQW Mastery, because you did see me struggle a bit for the reload over there. So Lancer CQW training will be the core perk because of max ammo and 20% max weapon range. Or 20% weapon range. Sorry, 15% weapon range. I'm like really excited, so I'm just messing things up, but you guys can figure it out, right? Now, in this build, your single target DPS comes from the pistol. So Technician Handgun training for the accuracy and weak point, and Technician Handgun expertise for the fire rate and reload speed. So let's say you've got bursters or a spitter, or let's say a warrior, and you need single target DPS. There's not a lot of benefit from going with your AoE weapon. So what you can do is basically take your flamer, obviously if no ally is in your line of fire. So take your flamer, empty the mag on the warrior. Now you have that tick damage going on. Switch to your CQW, your pistol, burst it down, keep bursting it down. When you see those DOT numbers fading off, empty another mag, and then keep shooting it with your pistol. Now finally, for the coils, it will be maximized retention with rapid deployment, compatibility matrix. Compatibility matrix giving you 30% extra damage if you have 3 coils down on the map, and this completes the build. It is amazing. I was never a flame weapon guy, but this particular build with this setup is basically making me fall in love with the fire or the flame CQW. Now I have other ideas coming up for the demo with the flame build, the way I usually do my other build. So I'm gonna work something out for the demo and then put it out for you guys. So let me know down in the comments below how do you like this? How do you guys like this build, and if you've tried it on Insane and how your Insane went with this build. So that will be all for the tech build for today. We'll see you guys pretty soon for some more videos. More videos for more weapons and classes at the same time. Until then, see you guys. Peace. Cheers. Have a good one.